meeting. This is our 1451st Board of Directors regular meeting. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll proceed with the roll call.
Chair Tamani. Here. Vice Chair O'Farrell.
Here.
Director Carhart.
Here.
Director Irwin.
Here.
Dr. Mouse is not here yet.
Okay, we'll start with item number 4, presentations, proclamations, recognitions, and this is a presentation to the outgoing board chair.
Well, I just wanted to thank you, Delinda, from the district administrator side and staff side. You've been a wonderful board chair, not just wonderful, but a great board chair. The last opportunity you had was during COVID, and you did a swell job during that time. But this time, it was wonderful to have you in person and really be able to share the board operations and the district operations with you as a in-person board chair. I feel very lucky personally to be able to spend here long enough to get you through the cycle so we can have you up in real time. So, and also for supporting all of the district programs, activities. I'm sure you're at way more than I am because every time I go, I see you. So that kind of support is just incredible. And it really just shows your dedication to the district. And your work you've done as board chair have done that as well, including helping us through some tough issues and continuing to help us through some tough issues. And thank you so much for your service.
Well said, Mike. And you did a wonderful job at the tree lighting too.
Oh, thank you, Ralph.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, this is so nice.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having me serve as your chair this year. I can't say it was fun all the time, but it's always an honor to work with some of the best and the brightest, and everyone really cares about our community, and that really means the most. Seeing how much everyone cares and the time and the effort you take out of your life to attend these meetings and participate and do what's best for the rest of the district. So thank you. Okay, so we'll now move on to audience and public comment for non-agenda items. So this is any subject that's within the jurisdiction of our Rechnam Park District. Each speaker is limited to a maximum of 3 minutes. And then any matter that requires board action will be referred to staff or committee, and a report or an action will be done at a subsequent meeting. But I do have 2 public comment requests. So the first one I have is Stephanie Morris, and she wished to address the board on the following non-agenda item: homelessness at Fair Oaks Park. So you don't mind standing and speaking with us?
So my name is Stephanie Morris, and I've owned a business in Fair Oaks since 2010. And we're located directly next to the park at 8080 Madison Avenue. And we were so excited when we moved in there because we had the library behind us, the park next to us. And I work with special needs children, people on the spectrum, attention deficit, that sort of thing. And we were so happy because they need sensory stimulation, and we were using the park on a daily basis. That all changed a couple of years ago, but it's gotten worse in the last 5 months. There's a new group of homeless that are encamped at the park, living there, sleeping there. In the last 3 months, we've had every single water spigot at our entire complex broken. They come from the park with pliers and wrenches to open them. They fill buckets, they bathe in front of us. There's dogs off leash. There's a German Shepherd, a black pit bull, another black dog. And they're not always off leash, but they're off leash sometimes deliberately when people get too close to the encampment. And the other thing we're seeing an increase in is trash and litter. I'm now coming to work an hour before my clients get there every day, and just to pick up trash. Sometimes it's a small, like a Target shopping bag kind of thing. Other times it's a 33-gallon trash bag. And I have found everything from carburetors, manifolds, exhaust pipes, drug paraphernalia. We found a needle at the picnic area. Every single day, and I do have photos that I will leave with you. Every day I'm finding foil packets with fentanyl on them, and the reason I know that's what they are is because when we called the sheriff out, which we have done numerous times, the sheriff has warned me and told me in fentanyl, do not touch it, don't get it on the soles of your shoes, don't get your clothes in it, it's deadly. And I'm finding that every day. And I'm cleaning up not only our parking lot, but I'm cleaning the first 5 feet into the park along our curb line as you come in to our complex off of Madison Avenue. And my concern is dog walkers, children, that fentanyl stuff. Just 1 week ago today, we had a raid at the park. I don't know if you know that. We had at least 7 vehicles and officers, both in marked and unmarked vehicles. They actually took 2 of the unmarked vehicles and drove up over the curb into the park to the crest, where we are. I know there was 1 person arrested and somebody else, there was other people zip tied and put in a van that was marked homeless on it. But other people were left on the crest. This was just last Wednesday. My other concern is that there are people entering the park to feed and give homeless names. One is called Heart and the other is called Hope Cooperative. Hope Cooperative is very recent. In fact, they were there the day after the raid. They park in our parking lot and then distribute from our parking lot into the park. My concern is really safety. We've stopped being able to use the park. We can't go there for lunch anymore. I can't take the kids out for sensory walks. We can't enjoy it, and we love that park. We've named the squirrels, we feed the squirrels, we love the park. And I will want to thank the Fair Oaks Maintenance Department because they did come in and remove some trees and bushes because they were storing a lot of belongings there, but it's not enough. They can't overnight there. That's what the problem is, because they have free access.
Safety, that is.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Can I ask,
Same time.
can I ask the encampments, they are on park property and park
Absolutely.
grass there?
Yeah,
And they also encroach on your area on the parking
yeah,
lots?
they typically live in the park, stay in the park overnight, and then the only time they come into our park is when the outreach people come to feed them, or when they go to Starbucks to use the bathroom.
So Hart is still showing up there to do that, huh?
I haven't seen Hart personally in a while. They were coming to the bathroom, but I saw Hope just last Thursday.
And how long, would you say, can you tell me about when it really started getting bad? How
Yeah,
long?
5 months ago.
Okay.
After the sun. There was another group there prior to that. But they really kept a low profile and did not, there was no drug use that I saw. I didn't see it. And I wasn't finding any rounders. That really started after that group left and another group moved in.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
About 6 weeks ago, I was coming down Madison, going east, and I could see
Yeah.
a little baby encampment just right over the knoll. Is that the
Yes.
one you're talking about?
Yeah, and it grows, it's different.
It's not baby then.
No, there's 6 stable adults who are always there.
Yeah.
And then there are younger men that come in and out. And they're the ones that I believe are doing the drugs, because we've actually found 2 of them passed out in our parking lot.
I need to do something about it.
I'm in constant contact with the homeless outreach team. They were actually there on my request last Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
We get put on a list and they get to us when they can, so they're not there every day, unfortunately. I have my staff calling every time they see people out in the park at night, so we're calling the sheriff non-emergency number almost every single night to try and get somebody out there. Anytime they come through, they notify us and we go through and we clear out the camps. We're unable to walk up to people present and take their belongings, unfortunately, so we're kind of coming up against a difficult wall of how much we can do and how often the sheriff can be out there. And I urge everyone who calls me, because I'm getting a lot of calls and emails on this, to call the sheriff. The more voices that are raised and concerned over this, I think the more attention we'll get. And my staff will always be ready to head in as soon as we can, clear those out and clear up their sight lines and work on being our best contacts possible with the sheriff.
We've had homeless sleeping there. I remember a few years back when they were sleeping on the tables there. And Dan directed them to, if they're gonna stay there, not be in the picnic area there. And then I think it was Hart was doing weekly food distribution and showers, well, not showers, the showers were over in Orangevale, but doing that, and that program ceased.
Yeah, we asked them stuff.
It seems like, and the county is touting all they're doing to close down these homeless camps and getting people into, safer environments. drug treatment and so on. And do we talk with those people at the county?
That is the homeless outreach team.
Is it?
To the best of my knowledge, they work on getting people into long-term, or short-term and long-term solutions, as the case may be.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, Art has not returned since we've asked them to stop.
They were at the public library for a while.
Yeah.
And then the public library did ask them to leave as well.
I'm not sure if it is, so, but there is another group, who hasn't really been forthcoming with information that is, operating out of the front parking lot of Fair Oaks Park that is there on Wednesdays, similar to when Art was there. They wouldn't identify themselves or any organizational relations to me when I spoke with them. They had food and they're just talking to people is what they told me, but it's pretty apparent that they're also providing a feed program.
Aiding and abetting.
Yeah, they'll come in for the meal and then they don't leave. We have a couple of entertainments, not just over on the north side of the park that we're struggling to get dealt with at this point.
When we had Fulton El Camino police, I don't recall seeing a lot of reports of on the homeless there. I wonder if just their presence.
We have several on the west side, several on the north side. It comes in waves. So typically when it's up against the fence lines on the neighbor's property, we get the support of the neighbors calling in. And the response was a little mixed. I've actually been seeing what I consider to be a much better response from the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office and the homeless outreach team than I did with Fulton El Camino Police. They're just, I think.
So Sean, do they actually roust them and confiscate all their stuff?
They roust who they can and they let other people know that they can't camp there overnight. If there's, a warrant out for somebody's arrest, they take them. They can't get rid of everybody. I know at least one person out there who was in the previous group you had mentioned who was on the track to get into long-term housing who they didn't want to take to jail. So they were, because he was clean and kept up after himself and they were allowing him to continue until we got into long-term housing. So it's not anything guaranteed anytime they come out, but anytime they do come out, they don't confiscate the belongings. The park district means coming in after the sheriff. There's one other thing I wanted to add to that, and I just I apologize. But it's a nonstop communication from the public and between public and the sheriff and myself, the sheriff as well. So
Can we put something on I know that there's a spot on our website for, like when people have issues to communicate with us, could we put flag something on there that if they see something, relating to homelessness, that they can contact us, but then also contact 311 and file, cause you can, 311 I know has an app. You can it detects your location and you click on it and then you can mark what the issue is. And so, I mean, maybe that way we can encourage, so it's not just us calling. I think sometimes the squeaky wheel is the more contacts we have with the county, but I really appreciate you coming and sharing this with us. As you can see, this is something we are aware of and trying to work on, and it's a difficult situation.
I saw you guys cleaning bushes and trees, and I really appreciated that. We were jumping up and down.
Oh,
Literally, we were so bad.
we want you and the kids to use the floor. So I also wanted to offer Dan, did you want to speak too then? Why don't you go ahead?
Hi, I'm Dan Abel. I am a 30-year resident.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I can.
It's helps to be official.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about our podium.
Okay, so, a 30-year resident. I live in the neighborhood. I live, over off of Rimwood, which is the street that's kind of backs up to the park. And, like Stephanie said, for me, it's a safety issue. I have a special needs son. He attends for a learning center. And it is now a point where he doesn't feel comfortable. We don't feel comfortable any time of the day because there are people that are in the park, and I understand, I'm sympathetic to homelessness, but not to the point where I feel that my rights as a citizen, a tax-paying person, that I'm somehow I have less rights. I think a lot of these people, they feel very entitled. We've given call it whatever you will, whatever the county, the state, we've given them an awful lot of rights. But my rights are challenged. And we taught our kids to pick up trash, do those kinds of things, and now we have to tell them not to. It's potentially deadly. And I think the other thing too is that Fair Oaks Park has posted that there's no overnight camping, there's no vaping, there's no drug use, and yet it is rampant. And how do we as citizens then we know that there are avenues that we go, 311 doesn't work. I've been calling them to pick up trash along Madison for months. They don't do it. Their list is, I'm sure, huge, just like anybody else's. But from a safety perspective, and from me feeling safe, that I can go into the park and not feel like somebody's pit bull is going to attack me because it's off leash. I have no way of knowing. And then, so I have to stay away, which is completely counterintuitive for a person who pays taxes and lives close by and enjoys the park. So whatever you guys can do, make it I know you've heard it from everybody that it's a priority, but please keep it up there. I want to be able to enjoy the park, and I don't want to have to feel in the least bit uncomfortable doing that. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
So I'm just wondering, I've known there's been problems there for ages. It's always seemed funny to me that we don't have any kind of fencing between the commercial center there and the library parking lot. It seems like a chain link or a solid metal attractive fence along that strip would probably go a long ways. They'd probably still camp in your parking lot.
They're on that hill though,
But-
they're not really like in the park, they're like on that hill
Are
probably
they-
out in Madison, I've seen them as well, so. I don't know if a fence would make a difference.
We don't have a fence along Madison either.
They just cut through it.
Yeah, they-
Put fence that doesn't even encircle anything, but they
Yeah.
walk around and they just cut through it, so the camp goes on both sides.
It's a tough,
I will keep
it's a tough
looking.
one. It's a very.
Keep looking at solution, but I think getting the sheriff out there and communicating with the homeless outreach, probably our best bets.
The chance they
Did
get.
you talk to Cooper when he was out there?
I did not. I did just today pass on Sheriff Cooper's card to Sean and said he was willing to talk to us.
Good.
We'll see if we go that route. I will also be having a program Thursday, I believe, tomorrow. And Rich Desmond will be there. I'll just nudge him. It's not about this, so I don't want to dominate any time, but I'll nudge him about this and say we've had quite a few concerns, and the hot team has been doing okay. We'd like to see a larger presence.
Sure.
We don't seem to be having that kind of problem, at least I've never been made aware of that problem anywhere but that one site. And given that there's a lot of vacant lots where people do this next to a residential neighborhood, I can see, why maybe they don't think a park is their priority, but that particular site, if we can get the sheriff's deputies to go by there more frequently, they're all over town here, so
Yeah.
they could go by there and,
Well, and I think alerting them to the drug use is a
Yeah.
huge thing, and especially the people coming in and out, like it's a safety issue, it needs to be handled, so. Well, thank you.
If I may, I just one thing, it's not really as bad at other parks, but we have a recurring issue with the east end of Gun Range that's often nearly as bad. We have recurring issues at Phoenix Park, and just very recently started to have that at the south side of the park as well. So it's not unique to Fair Oaks, it's just the hottest spot
Right now, it is
currently.
Yeah, they're gonna go somewhere.
Yeah, and it's public lands is where they go, yeah. And that's the tough part, the public lands are.
well, thanks for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I did bring photos of the,
Oh.
you want those at all, or?
Sure.
Yeah,
We wanna-
thank you, we'll add that to the record.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And I really do appreciate your time, and I appreciate you more than you know.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll move on, or unless, I'm sorry, Ian, was there anyone online with a public comment? That one, no one? Okay. All right, so we'll move on to the next agenda item, which is the consent calendar.
Did we approve the agenda? Is that normally on there?
We haven't had a motion.
The
agenda, no, we don't.
I'll move to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then the consent calendar.
Motion to approve the consent calendar. If there's no questions.
I'll second.
Okay, no, are there questions? There's no questions. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move to our new business items. Item 7.1, discussion and possible action on approval of an agreement with CPS HR for the district administrator recruitment.
Thank you, board. Last meeting, you approved the basic duties, focus, for this recruitment process for the skill set of the new district administrator. And I mentioned that we would be bringing this agreement back to you this month. It is an agreement with CPS HR, who did the last recruitment for the district. When they recruited me, I sing their praises because I worked with a lot of recruiters during that time frame. And by far and away, not just because I got the job, but by far and away, they were the best in communicating and their personality and everything else, as someone who gets recruited by those entities.
So Mike, do they actually provide a timeline?
Yes,
So we'll know.
yeah, 12 to 14 weeks from the time we sign this agreement, which will be tomorrow if you approve it tonight. And so you're on point in terms of time for the new district administrator to be on somewhere around early May-ish to be on here. Now, something could go wrong, of course, and you'll be extended. And just quick summaries here. This starts the formal recruitment process for the district, and they'll do their job, and that's basically reach out to potential candidates and things like that, as well as just advertise generally. And so they'll do all of those things. And being in their database, every once in a while I still get a notification from them for a district administrator job or a director's job somewhere. But so you stay in their database if you're a successful candidate, if they believe successful candidate. I mentioned 12 to 14 weeks. There's also a 1-year service guarantee. So if the district administrator that you hire is not working out and you need to release them or they leave in that 1-year period, then you can basically utilize their services again for that group. So it's a little safety net in there. We also are asking for some minor adjustments. We'll be asking them for some minor adjustments. They seem very receptive to that because we have $30,000 budgeted for this. And the cost came in at 30. Now, I did not tell them ahead of time. So it sounds like it's anything we did, but they could have found it out through budgetary purposes. But we did not say and disclose to them that we have 30,000 for this project. But you still will potentially have some cost for recruiting these individuals, travel costs primarily. And so I'm going to try and knock this down a little bit with them. So we are not going to be into any additional cost outside of the budget of them.
So how far and wide do they cast their net?
They are all over the country. Yeah. And, but I would say they're primarily in the West Coast. And so, but they have been all over the country with their jobs. So I've gotten notifications from Colorado from them and also from New England.
And do they target districts that are similar to us, not smaller, not huge districts?
I don't think they focus primarily on that. I think they focus on candidates.
And we'll probably be giving them information as to what our major, strategies and thrusts are. I mean,
They'll be meeting with you all to get some more information from them.
Well,
So, yeah.
Mike, what you did last time was you set up, what the qualities and the issues for the district. So they have that.
They do have that, yes. They will have that.
Well, that's right. You were in the last meeting.
Well, I commented on it separately, but no, the duties of this new administrator are going to be considerably different
Yes.
than the duties we thrust unexpectedly on you.
Yes.
Because a lot of it has to do with how we utilize the facilities now. That's where we need our expertise.
And yeah, and so their candidate search will kind of focus in on that as much. Obviously, a newer district administrator would probably not have some of those skill sets necessary to be successful in this arena. You never know, though. Yeah, it's just more than likely they're gonna go more seasoned.
The other thing is, I'll be interested when we review the pay schedule for the new administrator. It'll have to do with, their capabilities and their experience levels, not necessarily just carry the same pay schedule through.
Yeah, and I would, and when we talk to them as a recruiting agency, I would hope, and I, as staff, I'll say that as to them as well, and you may say this as a board. But I find it as a person who's being recruited, very helpful to see the salary. The TBDs, the to be determined is not, especially in a small district like this, I would be turned off. Because I'm thinking it's gonna be 90 or 80, whatever it is gonna be, it's not in. And so I think we should talk to them and say, I think you need to put a range in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we should probably talk about what that range should be.
Yeah,
I agree, it should be in there. I mean, if you're gonna pull somebody from another state to come
Right.
and handle something brand new.
Yeah, but being a smaller community. you
Well, I mean,
anticipate-
coming from another state, it's California. So
Yeah.
they're getting quality of life. And
So
they're getting a good
20,000 a
job.
year will look.
fine. You'll
get a great
Anyway, so we're asking for approval to sign this agreement and then continue. the
Move
process.
to approve the agreement with CPS HR for district administrator recruitment.
Second.
All in favor?
I'm sorry, hey, Ian, is there anybody online from there? They mentioned they may be online, I'm not sure. Here he comes out of his cave. I like talking at the screen.
We have one person online, but I don't know where.
What's
I
the?
don't know if where they're from. It's Nicole.
No, I don't think so. Okay.
Is there anyone that wants to
Okay.
chime in on this topic?
Yes.
Oh, yes, it is, yeah.
Yes, they are.
Does he want to say anything? If you'll accommodate it.
That's fine.
No.
He wants to, if he wants to share.
You already voted, so you don't, obviously
He'd
there's
like
no.
to say hello and introduce himself.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, I think I'm on. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
You
Thank
bet.
you.
Okay, cool. I was not letting me unmute. I was like, oh no, I can't speak. Yes, I have been on and kind of tuning in, so I appreciate the opportunity here. My role, I'm not one of the recruiters, but I have been with CPS HR for 15 years in a variety of roles, so I work closely with our recruitment team. We are based in Sacramento, so very familiar with the region. And you are correct. We do look nationally, and really the first part of the process is to meet directly with the board to hear who we should be looking for. And so that's typically about an hour or so, could be longer, but we really want to hear it from you all, who the ideal candidate is, what the issues are, who we should be looking for. So that to kind of start the process. I will say on the compensation too, part of our work, we've been doing this the last year or two, has been doing really small, quick and dirty compensation studies. So we'll go out and look to see what the pay range should be with neighboring districts and districts kind of in the area, and just kind of bring that back to you all to see where you guys are at, and if you're in line or not. So just wanted to mention that component as well. So really appreciate the opportunity.
One of the things that, this is kind of premature, but one of the things I'm looking for that we got in Mike that I really appreciate, I've been here over, three administrators and a temporary administrator. The engagement Mike has had in the community and his presence. I know in the old days, we required the staff and administrators to live in Fair Oaks. That was deemed to be unconstitutional. But really appreciate, the fact that Mike has been integrated with the community. He listens to people. Everybody knows him. He's got his heart and ears here. The other thing is somebody that engages in recreation and not just a desk person. Somebody gets out there and does that. So I'm just spilling the beans on a couple of qualities. I think that I'd hate to lose in a new administrator.
Well, make a list, Ralph. Hopefully we'll get together soon.
Yes.
If we're doing 12 and 14 weeks, we'll probably.
I'll keep you on as I work with them on the schedule.
Okay.
I'll make the list and check it twice.
We-
It looks like it twice.
Assist. Quality is, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So item number 7.2 is discussion and possible action on the approval of the BOPAC complimentary tickets, discounts and group sales policy.
Hello, everyone. Evening Board of Directors, Jen Schuler, Senior Activity Manager. So yes, I brought to you guys the complimentary tickets, discounts and group sales policy. It's been a policy that we've been needing for a while, and now very necessary that we finally have opened our doors and are in operation. It's essentially just sort of, details and provides some consistency for guidelines for discounts, comp tickets and group sales for all of our venues, so the Black Box and the amphitheater. We want to make sure that we're being fiscally accountable, especially in the Black Box. It's a much smaller venue. And so there's a smaller amount of comp tickets than discounts that we can give out because those margins are a lot smaller. So this sort of details that. A few things you might be interested in, for staff and board members, you guys have the same kind of discounts and comp tickets, so 2 per season, which there could be anywhere from 3 to 4 seasons, mostly looking at about 4 seasons a year, so that's 8 comp tickets that you can use any way you'd like, so that means you can give them to other people. On top of that, you do have a walk-up, so anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes prior to show, you can walk up, and if there are open seats, you yourself are able to come in. And so, I can go into more detail, but I figured just let you guys ask any questions, or do you have any thoughts or things like that?
I'd like to say the policy committee, Darren and I, looked at this last week, and we gave a lot of comments. We asked a lot of questions. Those were addressed in the policy here. I, for one, and I think Darren feels the same way, feels this is a good policy. One of my comments is, in my years on the board, I like to monitor what's going on in classes, in events and stuff, not necessarily attending, but being able to go in and see how things are going, maybe see if the comedy people are too raunchy or whatever, And so that's retained. The fact that if you're working, if you're volunteer, if you want to go in and check on this, we have that accessibility still. That was important to me.
Yeah, that's written in there, so yeah, an official capacity, you're able to come.
So we recommended the policy with these changes, for what it's worth.
I liked it. My only suggestion would be to kind of earmark it to come back in like a year to relook at it again. Because I feel like oftentimes with our policies, they tend to are just, they're not fun and exciting. So they kind of like, we write them and then we put them on the shelf and leave them. And because we're kind of learning as we go, maybe a year from now, we can come back and just review it one more time, make sure that there's any tweaks you want to make to it.
Yeah, Mike and I already discussed that. I will say this is sort of a combination of 2 industry standards, and I wouldn't say most places do both of these things that we're offering, which is comp tickets and walk-up, sometimes only walk-up. So I think we get to kind of make up our own rules because it's a little bit of a different type of center. So I would agree with that.
And a lot of this is based on whether events are at capacity too. We've got towards the end, if it looks like it's not a capacity crowd, then it's a little more open to staff and board to join in.
Yeah, the one detail, especially for the Black Box, is there is a max of 10 total comp tickets for staff and board members. So if you didn't get to this in time to reserve those, then unfortunately you have to come to the next show because we are selling out. We've sold out of our Nutcracker, our first Nutcracker, or almost sold out of the Santa Louis.
Good problem.
All right, well, do I have a motion to approve the policy?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you.
May I ask a related question? For black box events, are we making progress on the person that would be the caterer for beverages and refreshments?
Concessionary, yeah, we've been in negotiation. It's a little bit of a complicated contract process, mostly with how we're defining our, profit sharing and things like that. So we have someone, we've written it, we just need to.
Have you thought about where they would work from if we're black box? Would it be from the lobby or from one of the?
Yeah, we set up a temporary station. It's in that little like alcove that you go through the second of doors and the lobby space. That's where they operate, right in that space.
Thank you.
Okay, our next item is discussion and possible action on approval of religious and cultural displays in parks and public spaces policy.
Thank you, Board. This came about because this year I believe Sean, did you get the call first? Anyway, Nick got a call. We got a call from a rabbi asking for opportunity to display a menorah in the park. And so we did not have any policy, and I wanted to be certain that we were following best practices on a religious request. And so we did some research and came up with an opportunity for them to do it before the policy. We felt very comfortable as an operational point of view following those guidelines that we came up with. Those guidelines then were incorporated into this policy. And so exactly what we did with the menorah this year is part of this policy. And a summary of those items are that this policy creates a clear, neutral framework for permitting temporary, unattended displays. So not somebody that's standing there. A transparent application process requiring insurance, indemnification, and disclaimer signage. All things we should have for any kind of event or activity in the park. Content neutral criteria for reviewing and approving, ensuring fairness and compliance with constitutional requirements. There's some constitutional requirements that as a government we need to follow, and we need to be consistent with those. And then define roles and responsibilities for sponsors, including installation, maintenance, and removal of displays. So making certain that they follow those guidelines. We do have the authority to remove the display if those things aren't happening or those guidelines aren't being met, or to cover it up if, for an example, it gets damaged or whatever, and have them remove it or repair it as soon as possible. Provisions for the district sponsored displays that reflect cultural diversity without endorsing any particular religion. So as a district, for an example, our Christmas tree, it allows us to put the Christmas tree in, so
A holiday tree.
or holiday tree, sorry, excuse me. Yes, thank you. So those are basically it. I like how it's coming out. It was very well received from the rabbi and from the congregation, and we had a great thing. So that's basically it. We're asking for approval. Oh, the policy committee did review this. They asked me to shorten it up and get rid of the redundancy. And so.
And he did a fantastic job of bringing that.
I knocked it down.
It's perfect now.
So I appreciate their comments.
We were not, we didn't have any objections to the policies that were in there. We just wanted to simplify it so people reading it would be clearer to them and more direct, and you did a really good job of doing that.
Thank you. We do have two applications. One is the initial application, the second is the approved application. So everybody will be having to fill those out.
It's good to have a process in place.
Yeah.
So do we have a motion or on the policy or any other questions on the policy?
I'll make a motion to approve the policy.
Go ahead, which policy?
Oh, the policy on
Religious and cultural displays.
Cultural displays
and devices.
You got it.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I should
Also-
make a formal wording.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Approve the proposed religious holiday displays policy as presented.
Oh, you haven't, no, you haven't.
I said no.
No, okay.
Oh, you said no. Did we allow enough time for discussion or you? No, so.
Okay. Our next item is going to be discussion and a possible action on approval of a revised salary schedule to reflect the minimum wage increase as of January 1st, 2026.
Yes, so like you just said, January 1st, 2026, the minimum wage for California becomes $16.90 an hour, up from $16.50 an hour. So we updated our salary schedule, all of our step one minimum wage positions, and then we had to also update the rest of the part-time positions in equal percentage, which was 2.4%. And that was included in our final budget preparation, not exactly because we never know exactly how much the minimum wage increase is going to be. But there is funding in there for that, and we're just asking for your approval.
So this is non-discretionary, it's mandatory, right, by state law. How many people actually, the schedule doesn't say how many people are actually working at minimum wage versus at higher levels. Can you give us some,
The majority of our part-time positions are minimum wage.
they're right at the minimum wage level? Is that because they're short-term?
Yeah,
Yeah.
entry level, short term, seasonal. Yes.
But there are some that move up in the,
Oh, yeah. We have regular part-time staff who are consistent 1,500 hours. They're in a higher threshold. Okay.
does anybody ever top out on the pay
We
schedule?
haven't had anyone top out at part-time.
Okay, just curious.
And they haven't retired from that position
No, they
either.
have not.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve the revised fiscal year 2026 salary schedule.
Awesome.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item number 5, discussion and possible action regarding selection of board chair and vice chair for 2026.
Yeah, Belinda, if I could have the floor, I'd like to speak to it, please.
Please.
I'm not going to be able to be at in-person board meetings for sure in January and possibly in February. I've got knee replacement surgery and then I've got eye surgery. So I don't want to, I do not want to be the chair and, and be AWOL. RJ is behind me, so I would like to nominate Raymond James to be the chair. And we'll move on from there.
Okay.
I will second that if that's a motion.
Would that be paired with Darren being the vice chair then? So we essentially would just skip and go to them together as a pair. Do you want to do it that way, John?
Rotation.
Keep the rotation together because it's,
Keep the same.
yeah.
Well, whoever replaces me should go in where my slot
Okay.
lies.
And then,
Yeah.
so that would make it, so then Raymond James would be chair for 2026 and Darren Mounts would be vice chair for 2026. Okay,
With
I think that's a great idea.
John's statement there, I would make a motion that we select Raymond James Irwin for chair for 2026 and Darren Mounts for vice chair for 2026.
I'll second that. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, and then our last new business item is discussion and possible action regarding our board of directors meeting calendar and then also our committee assignments for 2026.
Yes, this item is another housekeeping item. So you, as the board chair, the incoming board chair really has the decision about the committees. So if that is Raymond James Irwin. And then so approval of the committees and then approval of the board calendar for next year, which is regular third Wednesday of every month. There were no odd dates.
Is that both up to the new chair then, or?
Changing the meetings is up to any of you if you want to do any of the meetings.
I would like to ask if it would be okay with the board, if we could change. It might not be possible, but I am going to be gone February 11th to March 2nd. So I don't know if it's possible to have a meeting on the 4th or have a meeting that second week, but maybe have it on the 10th. I don't know if that's too early.
We have had a history of changing meetings when it served our needs.
Oh, I will also be unavailable on the 18th of February. Now that I'm looking at
Which months are those again?
February.
February and March.
Would anybody else be able to do the week of the 8th or the 9th? Or we look at it in February? So
We
we're
have to
not,
have a quorum. If both of you are gone, we barely have a
Well,
quorum.
I will be,
And John is not
I
available
can-
on February.
I can be
either.
remote.
Oh, okay.
But that does put you here, Director Irwin, correct? The week of February eighth?
yep.
Okay, so you would have a quorum, if when.
So if we could do it the Monday or the Tuesday, just not the 11th.
I'd prefer Tuesday, but Monday I can make it too.
Tuesday's great with me.
Tuesday, the 17th?
No, the 10th.
Oh. We're talking about February?
Yep.
Mhm. Well, I'm good with anything.
Okay, then let's move that to the 10th. And then October, does the 14th work for everybody, the Wednesday before?
I should be fine.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Okay. Great.
October 14th.
Wait. And then,
You too.
so committee assignments, does everybody see who's currently on what?
Yeah, it's on the.
Does anybody want to move?
I would like to be on capital and I'd like to be on community resources if there's slots there. I guess I could replace.
John. Either John or Delinda, do either of you want to move from capital into,
What was the one that you were
Policy?
moving off? Of? You be moving off of policy route?
Yeah, I'm not a big policy guy.
It's something we.
I am a good capital.
honestly, that would be
It'd
great,
be fine to do that.
because I want to move to policy, and I enjoy working.
Aha.
together.
There's something you can exit policy slow.
So then, so Director Tamani and I are gonna move to policy. Director Mounts is gonna move, I guess, to finance and budget. And Director Carhart is gonna move to capital improvements.
And stay on community resource. If I can.
Yeah, and stay in community resources. And then that filled the switch, right?
Yeah.
There's no empty
Yeah.
spots.
Yeah, we have you, Director Irwin, on. We're moving you off of finance and budget.
So you would be then management and personnel and policy.
Yes,
Okay.
Got it.
great.
And I'll be on capital and community resource. I don't care whether which one I'd be chair on.
Okay. Great. Back to you.
Easy.
We need a motion on the calendar?
Yes, on both.
On both, okay.
Motion to approve both.
Second.
With the changes.
With it, yeah.
With those changes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, all right, now we'll go to board and staff reports. We'll start with items from board directors, the director. Early.
Yeah, just want to say to the team, the park looks amazing, the lights look incredible, it looks so incredible, so great job to the parks department, everybody who was part of that, it's amazing. All of our materials, Jen, these all look amazing, and it was amazing. One comment and question, and I checked online, I just checked again, we still have no photos up of our spaces. And I'm just hoping we can get that soon and get like pricing structure, because right now it's like nothing, and it's just like email you, but people want to be able to see images, see pricing. So when can we see that?
I'm hoping 2026, I will say, because my email is there, I've been talking to them directly. I've been busy doing mostly just communicating with possible
Right.
renters. 6 of them in total for maybe the next 6 months or so. But we have a draft of the website ready to go with those images.
Okay.
But the pricing is a little bit specific too. I don't necessarily want to put every single price down because
Sure.
some nonprofits, I've been working with them to make sure it makes sense for them too, within the pricing that we approve. So a lot of that when it comes to invoicing, because it's like rehearsals and tech and all the different things that they want. And they may see, oh, I can just rent the space for that much money and think that it's that, so.
Right.
Trying to find the best solution for how to put that.
There's for sure the nuances, a lot of the nuances, and
But
I
all
mean,
the technical specs for the building, we're prepping that so that.
right, like just, you know, if you want to rent the clubhouse, it like we have that, and I think for the other items that you can put an appendix or something, you know, saying that for additional things might be a cost or something like that, but I know that sometimes people, and it can take it off your plate as well, of fielding calls that people aren't, that it's not going to work for if you have more of that pricing and people can decide if they then want to contact. So, and plus it's such beautiful spaces. I really want to be able to see it on there and you know, images from the gala and stuff like that highlight. So
We're backfilling our PR person's
Mhm.
job right now, so we have been a little short-staffed and trying to get some of this done. That's not the main reason, but it is a contributor.
but the sooner that we can get it up, you know, kind of to your point, we have this great space. We want to rent it out. We want to get that stuff up as soon as possible.
For sure.
Great. Thank you. Great.
I don't have anything other than I thought Christmas in the Village was wonderful.
Oh,
It was so big. There were
So, yeah.
so many people there. It was.
The Farrell group broke a record.
Get out.
For how much money they made in one night. Yes.
Wow.
I'd be happy.
And I mean.
Contribute.
I was there.
Yeah, I've heard from so many people just in the neighborhood and the community talk about, have you been in the village? Have you seen the tree? Have you seen the
Yeah.
lights? Like, it's beautiful.
I went over to Ace Hardware to pick up some Christmas lights and Dave Hill was in there.
Oh, yeah.
And Dave Hill just gave us rave reviews. He was almost crying.
Wow.
He was so pleased with the village.
Wow.
The store back now.
Really, it looks really, really nice. So thank you for all that you and your teams have put in. That's all that I have.
Well, I thought it was unbelievably good. I mean, to me, the project that we completed and the opening and the event, I mean, I consider it, for me, my years on the board, this is a legacy project for all of us. And I was just blown away with how well it was received. The two best comments I overheard, one was, "This is a Hallmark movie."
Oh,
And the other was, I heard a couple walking by that said, "We've got to come back during the day and check all this out." You know, so it was a good outreach too for people. And all my Facebook friends are, you know, thumbs up on it. And that's really
Well, there were
cool.
so many pictures taken and some people, you know, they were catching the snowflakes.
snow-
Yeah,
Yeah.
so cool.
I couldn't believe we had
Yes.
snow. Whoever came up with that idea, they deserve a big raise. I was just gonna ask a couple of questions. One, what's the schedule for the bronze plaque for our legacy project?
I'm just talking about that today.
The last I heard was it should be prepped and ready for installation in January.
In January, and we got somebody to install it where it won't be pried off.
And it's gonna be this way and not this way.
Yeah.
Well,
Spot, and all that stuff.
and I might as well ask, are my plaques on the back of the chairs yet, or is that still, I think?
Again,
Haven't
They
been in there.
they just might not have been, we installed in one big batch.
Haven't been in there since I ordered those.
They were working on the CD today.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that I'd like to speak to, you know, we're gonna go through the process to hire a new administrator to replace Mike. I also would like staff to put together a process consistent with the law to figure out how wide of a net we're gonna throw to get somebody to replace me.
We should be able to give that as well as a time frame next meeting.
I thought you were gonna direct staff to get busy for a big retirement party.
No, that's not gonna, but that's good, Evan.
Okay. So we'll move to items from staff. Jen, do you want to go first?
So a couple of things I forgot about the comp policies that we're hoping that will, you guys approved it, but will go in effect in January when we've already started selling tickets for our next run of shows. But we really only have, well, 5 shows technically left in the space, but so that was one. Second, the easiest way to reserve those comp tickets would be to email box office at f4pp.org. That goes to a collection of people, so at least one of those will be able to process those. You can always, of course, message me or Mike and that will get sorted that way, but that might be the quickest way, because we do have a part-time box office staff. So, that was one. My second was I dropped some things off. Just, this is the last weekend of shows of our brand new space for 2025. Not tomorrow night, on Friday, we have Santa Conference of Martians with the Grand Future Film Orchestra. So very exciting. That's nearly sold out. Our first show for the Nutcracker Reimagined is sold out, and the other 3 shows are creeping up there as well. So we're very excited. It was a little bit slow with As You Like It, so it's nice that this ramped back up. And then we did announce our next 4 months of performances, both in the Black Box and a few in the amphitheater as well. So that is what the other sheet is for. Saying lots of comedy, lots of concerts, some fun and neat things for the community. And I will say our first concert, the Forge or the Journey and Foreigner Band in the amphitheater, has already sold, last time I looked, about 40 tickets, which people are planning ahead. So very excited. I think they're excited to see the space. And then the other one, since that's the program in the center, if you didn't have a chance to pick one up, we will be doing another one for the next season. So that's all. I just want to say thank you guys and happy holidays. We'll see each other, but it's been fun. I'm excited. I'm really excited about this new season. I think it's a good time.
Yeah. Thanks, Jen.
Does our system keep track of who is buying tickets, who are repeat offenders and
Oh,
who
yeah.
we can market especially to them?
Yeah, we have a very comprehensive CRM process too. So
Very good.
yeah, we can even when they walk in the door and scan, say their name and know that they really like popcorn with chocolate on it. Send
Nice.
them one.
Good marketing.
Collecting data.
Well, yeah, we can target them too. I mean, we can send things to certain people, different, all this
Yes.
demographics. Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. We're full professionals. We are.
Nick, do you want to go?
Good evening, Board Director, Nick Davis, Administration Manager. I also too want to touch on the Tree Lighting event. It was truly a magical event for the community. I want to give kudos to staff. This was Sabrina Bernardo's, dream project that she kind of came up with. Obviously, we all she wanted to elevate the event from what it was the past few years at the park, and knowing that we're into this new space, really want to try to make it a really, a hallmark event for the community, and she did an incredible job. The snow was her idea too. She brought in, Arts and Entertainment. We have them now and all the amazing things that they can do. So it was a great collaboration event between the Recreation Department, Arts and Entertainment, as well as Maintenance Department. But it was really, magical for myself, even working the event to see it. Obviously, more people came out than I think we anticipated.
Yeah.
Isn't a bad thing, it's a great thing. And we also created a problem for ourselves too. We did such a great job with that event, we're gonna have to keep up, that level of expectation before years to come. I'm not sure it's a problem, but it's an exciting thing too, so.
So the tree lighting, Nick, does anybody have any idea how many people there were there?
Not
You
really,
guys-
there is some calculators that you can use, we haven't actually, figured that out yet. If we were to estimate just based off of, our experience with events, I would say anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000.
Yeah.
The chamber told me that they had 800 candles and they passed them out in like 40 minutes before they started lighting.
All the candles were good, so that's. Yeah, it was at least
So it was amazing, and I'm so proud of our staff for pulling that off. I mean, I was just amazed. It's like a not only a Hallmark movie, but like a Disneyland
It
event.
felt like Disneyland, the
Yeah.
Elsa and the Grinch and that little, I was in the very front because I had, said hello to everyone. And so I could see the front row was just little tiny kids. And when Elsa came out, their faces just were like glowing. It was the sweetest thing. I mean, it got me kind of.
Beth and I had to park way over on Ridge Line.
You should have.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah, we tried to get in the parking lot, and at the park, it was already filled.
Did we advertise with anything other than just kind of our regular stuff?
Just our regular stuff, social media activity guide, the holiday guide that goes out.
That's incredible.
It was in the messenger, that's all.
The Chamber of Commerce is also part of it too.
Yeah, they
will. But in that way.
But considering we didn't have any TV or any radio ads or anything, I think that's incredible.
And it was the same night as Carmichael's relighting and downtown Sacramento.
I taped all 3 local broadcasts and they didn't mention a bit of that.
That was others. Yeah,
And
great
then-
job.
Last comment I had, activity guide for the winter spring just got released a couple days ago. So that's digitally online right now. The print version should be in mailboxes hopefully by early next week. We're just kind of wait on the printer and do their thing and distribute it. So thank you.
Now, we should be proud of our whole district. We've been amazing with the project and everything, the events.
Sean?
Sure, I'll just be very, very quick. Evening Board of Directors, Sean Ventura, Parks and Facilities Manager. Just wanted to let you know once more, because I think I mentioned it last week, we're now at full staff for our maintenance team. As far as full timers are concerned over at the Parks Department, I'm still struggling with and working on getting a full team of part-time aides to help us out throughout the parks on a nightly and weekend sort of basis. But it's such a fresh breath of air for me as a department head, having the full support of the board to add a little bit of staffing power to my department and see what the district can do with a full group of maintenance guys out there working, maintenance guys and ladies out there working in the parks. We're doing tree maintenance now that we've got some downtime between events, so Director Carr, if you're getting any complaints or notice any trees over in Gum Ranch or the surrounding areas that you think might need to come down or be trimmed up, we will be hitting those very soon. Otherwise, we're just hitting maintenance tasks really hard. We're taking care of this site as well as we possibly can. We just got a lot of operations and maintenance manuals from OBO just today. So I've started digging through those, putting together lists of monthly checks, weekly checks, daily checks, and we're gonna try and keep this place A+ rated and do the best we can. So just thank you for all your support.
Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a nice.
It's amazing too. Merry Christmas.
Jen, did you have anything?
I just have a couple quick personnel updates. We did just extend an offer and it was accepted to a new marketing coordinator, which will be starting on January 5th. And then we had interviews to replace Paula the last couple days and we've made an offer, but they haven't been accepted yet, so we're still in that process.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. All right, and then Mike?
I am gonna parrot everybody else about Christmas in the village or holidays in the village. It was an incredible event and I appreciate all the staff's work. The backside of that is that you have the day after and the week after and they're still going hard. So.
Thank you.
And then I was out at the menorah celebration on Sunday night. I went up there, just as it was starting, it was my intention, just kind of see it, just poke at it and say, how's it going? What's it look like? And meet the rabbi. I had never met him. And there were 4 uniform sheriff department members there. And Sheriff Cooper was there as well. And there were a lot of things going on. And I was a little confused by that. I thought, wow, that's incredible. You guys have these many people. What's happening now? I asked Sheriff Cooper and he said, there was an incident in Australia. Yeah, and they are on top of it.
Yeah.
So anyway, kudos to the Sacramento County Sheriffs for being proactive.
Yeah.
And they were very, very positive at the event. They interacted in the event.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, one of the lieutenants, I suspect she's Jewish. She lit one of the candles So it's really nice to see.
Cool. Very good.
Thank you. Anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing. Sorry. I'm going to be gone for the holiday season, Christmas season here, December 22nd through January 5th. So a little bit nice. I will be available via phone and email, all those other things. So thank you.
Well, don't answer the phone.
Yes, enjoy your holiday. All right, well, thank you, everyone. We will adjourn to our next meeting, January.
Motion to adjourn the January 21st meeting.
In a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, right?
Lovely.